contest for the students to participate in that want to, and then a Black History IQ survey. All right, I'll send this out to everybody, and this is for the students who want to participate either in the essay or the survey. I'll send the attachments out to you, and those students who want to participate, if you'll have them run them off a copy so they can go ahead and get started. The prizes for the essay, well, there'll be a first and second and third prize for each division. At the high school, first prize is $50, second prize is $25, and third prize is $15. So if you would encourage your students that want to participate either in writing an essay or taking the IQ survey, and those students, the deadline, they have to turn it in by the 15th of February, and Mr. Worthen will come by on the 16th to pick them up. So please get with your department, and I'll send out the attachment so they'll run a copy and get it out to the students that would like to participate. All right. I want to talk about, they've done a redesign of the CCRPI, which are College and Career Ready Performance Index. You know, we know some of our whys. It's always good to talk about the why and why we do things. You know, we had our E squared and our beating the odds. You know, 3%, and we didn't meet that. And also the redesign of the College and Career Readiness, or the CCRPI, and it's in effect this year. These changes are in effect this year. And some of the main points, and I'll email this out to you and out to everybody so you can read it. I'm just going to hit the underlying points. It's supposed to be streamlined and more simplified, more easy to understand and communicate, easy to utilize for improvement purposes. And then, in addition to content mastery, we can earn some extra points in progress and some extra points in closing the gap. It's supposed to preserve local flexibility to determine the best ways to improve student performance. Beyond the core, that's for elementary and middle school. Student attendance is changed. It's based on the 10% of the enrollment days. That's how student attendance has changed, the enrollment day for the students. And then we have the targets. And I'll talk to you a little bit about the improvement targets that will be calculated individually and customized for each school. And then, of course, closing the gap, opportunity for schools to show improvement in our subgroups. Our subgroups are, we have two: economically disadvantaged, which is basically whole school, and then students with disabilities. Those are our subgroups. And then you get, and those are the things that they're looking for us to close the gaps. We're talking about why we're putting a big emphasis on halt time, is because it's geared towards the kids that's not getting, you know, our red kids. And as we talked about before, we don't have enough of our AP and our RS kids that consistently have scored pretty good on the milestone, but we don't have enough of them to carry us. As we all agree, that's only about 10% of the school. So the other 90% of the kids that we've got to focus on, we have to look at that data, and we have to meet them and meet their needs. And that's why we just have to do this. And then I'll show you our targets in a second. It's talking about student growth and improvement. And then they developed a new CCR reporting system that's supposed to make it easier to navigate through. But I'll send this to you, and then you can read it a little more in depth. This is kind of the CCRPI framework. Of course, it's just content mastery, progress, closing the gap, readiness, and for us, it's the high school graduation rate. These categories here are where the score is going to come from. And I'll show you a side-by-side model so you can see the difference. But when you're talking about these categories, content mastery, progress, closing the gap, and readiness basically comes from the milestone test. Because however we score on the milestone test, that's how you're going to see if we did this. And of course, graduation rate. You got the 4-year and the 5-year graduation rate cohort. And all right, real quick, side by side. And this is the old one, and this is the new one. And I'll send it out to you so you can kind of compare. Sticks out at you, used to be all them together, like content mastery was 20 points, post readiness was 15, graduation rate was 15, and and all them together, you had a score that you wanted to achieve. Now it's broken down in percentages. So that's one thing. Number of indicators have gone from 30 to 15, just highlighting some of the other big things that apply to the high school. Targets, and I'll show you our target projections in a minute, but targets are based on 3% of the gap between a baseline and 100%. Then achievement rates for the 4th and 5th year graduation rate, and then progress towards English language proficiency. We still have those flags, but they've changed also, and like I said, I'll send it to you so you can kind of, dig into it as deeply as you want to. In content mastery and progress, and then it used to be achievement gap, now it's closing gaps, and you can see, how it's changed. The post readiness, you can look at it and see how it's changed. Let's look at high school. And in post readiness, you had things like, where is it? Student attendance was fewer than 6 days. We're still doing the capstone, work-based learning. And then when I send it to you, you can compare and see the difference. Then of course, the 4 and 5 year adjusted cohort rate, graduation rate. And then those challenge points. Those challenge points were those extra points you can get for different things. Of course, ours, and I'll show you, is based on our economically disadvantaged and our students with disabilities. And that's how you can earn an extra 1.5 points when a 6% target is met. And I'll show you what that looks like. Then challenge, let's see, high school. Where we had challenge points continued for high school. We had a number of seniors completing physics. And all of this right here is gone away. Look over here, there's nothing over here. So they got a lot of those indicators were taken out of there as well. And then again, The extra points is on content mastery, progress, closing the gaps, and all of that is determined through the test scores. And then the school climate is still there. I think we've already done it for teachers, we've already done it for parents. We can set up and do our school climate for the students. And that's what we have left. And that's where you get your stars. Any questions so far on redesign? And like I said, I'm going over it pretty quick. My objective this morning is to answer the why. In case of why are we doing this? Why do we have to do this? Why do we have to do this? It's all about student achievement. And quite frankly, we're falling a little bit short. So we've got to, like I told you when the E square thing came up, we just have to step our game up a little bit, look at things a little more closely, and make sure that these students are getting what they need. All right, here's our targets for this year. If you see all, you see that percentage, and then students with economically disadvantaged, so you see that's the same. All right, here's the 3% target, 54.498, you can see that's the same. Now this is where you get the extra points. If you get 6%, and it goes up to 55.9, then that's where you get that, that extra 1.5 points. Students with disabilities, all right, here's our baseline, here's our 3% target, and then here's our 6% where we could get the extra points. All right. Same over here in math, science, and social studies. And what they did, the baseline score, they combined both algebra and geometry to come up with this. So a combined score of that would be required to meet the 3%. And then a combined score of this will be required for our students with disabilities to meet the 6%. And here, I'm talking economically disadvantaged and students with disabilities. So you see the baseline score here, that's the 3%, that's the 6%, which will get you the extra points. Same here with science, combining biology and physical science. There's the 3%, economically disadvantaged, 6, students with disabilities, 6. That's where the extra points here, these are our targets. Same thing with social studies, U.S. history, and econ. That's our baseline, that's our 3% that we need to reach to be proficient. Economically disadvantaged, if we go from here to here, that'll get us some extra points. And our students with disabilities, you see the baseline, see the 3%. All right, if we go from here to here, that's the 6% jump. And it will get us some extra points there. So if you want to know the why, this is the why. Graduation rate targets. This is where we are. And this is the 4-year rate. That's our target right there. Now 5-year rate, that's our target right there. However, anything at 90 above, you just have to maintain 90 or above. So if our 5th year is at 92, we just have to maintain 90 or above. Black, that's the baseline. Again, you have to maintain 90 or above. 5-year graduation rate, you have to maintain 90 or above. Economically disadvantaged, again, that's everybody. Of course, we're at 87, that's our target. Our 5th year is 92, so we just have to maintain 90 or above. Students with disabilities for a 4-year, that's our target. This is our rate, this is our baseline, this is our target here, and then for 5th year, that's our baseline, and that's our target right there. And then our white students, this is our baseline here, 82. It's our target, 82.6. 5th year is 90, so we just have to maintain 90 or above. And that's for this year right here. Okay, so those are all our targets. Those are all of the things that's expected of us. And just want to give you all kind of a look, and I'll go back over this with the rest of the faculty and staff, and then you all right now can kind of be formulating any questions you may have.
All of these targets, these are targets for this school year?
That's correct.
Got to achieve.
That's correct. And you know, all of it is lagging data, so you won't know if you met your targets until the scores come out, which they come out around the October time frame. Go ahead.
And last time you were talking about the E-squared, and I gathered that it was 2 different groups.
That's right.
Looking at us.
That's right.
And now we're talking CCRPI. So are we on the failing school system?
No. We're not on the list. Because
Okay.
you got 2 different things working here. Your E-square, there was a time we had to choose whether we were going to be status quo, meaning we're going to continue what we were doing, a charter school, or an E-square school. And with E-square came a lot of, it kind of gave you local control to waive some things that you were doing and things like that. But you had to sign a contract. And on that contract, we said that we would do a 3% increase each year. So you got 2 indicators that you have to meet, the 3% increase or beating the odds. And beating the odds are looking at schools just like ours. So either if you didn't get the 3%, then you could still get a goal by beating the odds. Well, we didn't do either. So, so you have that as far as E-squared, and then you have this with the CCRPI, but it's still all based on test scores. Okay, that's what it's all based on, our test scores. Okay? Those are some good questions, thank you. Any other questions? And again, how does everybody else help? You know, we have PE, we have fine arts, we have the literacy piece, ROTC. That's how everybody else assists us in achieving, that's you all's contribution. You know, we talk about commonly planning, talk fine arts, the common planning piece ought to be on collaborative planning piece, ought to be on literacy. I know with CTAE, I know you all have your pathway completers, but you all are different. So, but one thing that everybody in your department has is the literacy piece. So if you need to meet, commonly plan on the literacy piece, talk about, you know, if you need any more training on the different types of reading strategies or anything that we can assist you with. So that's why that common planning is so critical. All right, and so that's Dr. Garner. I hope it ain't no emergency. But so that's where those of us that's in PE, fine arts, and CTAE, that's where your contribution comes in as to what we're trying to do, and also Spanish. All right, so. All right, any other questions? Everybody good? Ma'am?
I enjoy common planning.
I know you do. You and what's the computer program? Grad Point. Doing Grad Point, comedy playing after school every day. All right, so again, please don't forget the Elder Right contest and the deadline.